Following the huge increase in the number of COVID-19 cases, many people were made to work from home as most economic operations in the country have been ceased due to the movement control order that was issued on March 18, 2020. While women are strongly encouraged into the labour sector in Malaysia, disturbing issues regarding their work performance have arisen along with the implementation of work-from-home policy, as women are expected to juggle between both their career as well as their personal life. In our research, we have discussed the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on female adults working from home. Mothers are the female adults raising one or more children, whereas female non-parents are those with no child commitment.
The methodology used in the research is mixed method, specifically quant-quant. By adapting and developing questions in an online survey form, the survey consists of 4 sections: demography, time management, commitments at home, and work-life balance. The questions are simple dichotomous, determinant choice, frequency determinant, and qualitative short answers. The survey receives about 70 responses from female adults working from home, but only 55 responses were analysed. For data analysis, there are 3 types. The t-test is conducted to analyse and determine the significance difference between the means of 2 samples. The t-test used is a two-tailed test assuming unequal variance. The significance level used is 0.05. Therefore, the significance level for each tail is 0.025. Next, the p-value test is used to determine whether there is enough evidence to accept or reject the null hypothesis. The p-value computed is compared with the significance level of alpha equal to 0.05. Lastly, descriptive statistic is used to describe percentage and average mean score between both groups of respondents.
In line with the first research question, objective and hypothesis, Section B discusses about the time management between mothers and female non-parents. There are 3 questions in this section which are all frequency determination questions. For all questions, a t-test and a p-test were conducted for further data analysis. Other than that, the mean values between the 2 groups are also compared. For all 3 questions, the t-test and p-test indicates that there are no significant differences in terms of mean between mothers and female non-parents, and the null hypothesis is accepted. By comparing the mean values for each question, for question 1, female non-parents have a higher mean value compared to mothers. Therefore, female non-parents are more affected to meet deadlines compared to mothers. For the second question, mothers have a higher mean value compared to female non-parents. In other words, mothers are more capable to fully utilize their working hours to deliver productive work performance compared to female non-parents. Lastly, for the third question, female non-parents have a higher mean value compared to mothers. This indicates that female non-parents are more likely to have a decline in work performance as they attempt to balance between managing work hours and family time when working from home compared to mothers. As a summary, the research hypothesis is invalid or rejected as it is proven that the correlation between the variable is weak. Therefore, the differences in time management between working mothers and female non-parents do not vary distinctly and do not significantly affect their working performance during work from home. However, research conducted by Chung, Seo, Forbes, and Burkett in 2021 showed that a majority of mothers found it difficult to find the time and space to work during lockdown. Based on their data research, only 15% of mothers believe that working from home during lockdown will allow them to establish clear boundaries between family time and work, as they were responsible for childcare and housework.
In conjunction with the second research question, objective and hypothesis, Section C discusses the commitments at home between mothers and female non-parents. There are 4 questions in this section, consists of a frequency determination question, 2 simple dichotomous yes or no questions, and an open-ended question. For the frequency determination question, a t-test and p-test were conducted to analyze the data obtained. The t-test and p-test show that both female non-parents and mothers do not have statistically significant differences in the mean of both groups. On the other hand, the mean value for female non-parents is higher than mothers. Hence, female non-parents were more affected by working from home due to their personal commitments. For both simple dichotomous questions, the respondents' answers were presented in pie charts, where the percentage represents the size of the slice. In terms of having helping hands, 71% of female non-parents have assistance compared to mothers, which 55% of them do not have assistance at home. However, in terms of having extra commitments, both groups agreed that they have extra commitments at home alongside with their work. This question was further discussed in the open-ended question. For the open-ended question, as the continuation of previous question, the respondents' answers can be categorized into 5 key themes: academic, financial, family, house care, and others. The finding shows that both groups have the highest frequency in family commitment. Thus, it can be said that family commitment is the biggest contribution towards commitment at home. Overall, in conclusion, the research hypothesis is invalid or rejected, since it shows that the correlation between the variables is weak. Hence, the differences in commitments between working mothers and female non-parents do not differ of affecting their working performance during work from home. Research by United Nations Development Programme Malaysia in 2020 also shows in their report that mothers and female non-parents are both equally affected during work from home, where both groups improve in their work performance.
In line with the third research question, objective and hypothesis, section B discussed the personal and work-life balance between mothers and female non-parents. There are 4 questions in total, which consists of 2 frequency determination questions, 1 simple dichotomy, yes or no question, and an open-ended question.
For the first 2 questions, which are frequency determination questions, the t-test and p-test indicate that there are no significant difference in terms of mean between mothers and female non-parents, and the null hypothesis is accepted. By comparing the mean values for each question, for question 1, female non-parents have a higher mean value compared to mothers. Therefore, mothers are more likely to work long hours and exceed regular working hours compared to female non-parents.
For the second question, female non-parents have a higher mean value compared to mothers. In other words, female non-parents have a harder time balancing personal and professional life than mothers, since the boundary between work and personal life has always been blurred while remote working.
While for the simple dichotomy question, the respondents' answers were presented in pie charts where the percentage represents the size of the slice. In terms of having personal space or home office during remote working, 58% of female non-parents do have their own personal space, while 52% of mothers do not have it.
Lastly, for the open-ended question based on respondents' answers, issues faced by both mothers and female non-parents can be categorized into 4 key themes, which are time management, distractions, fatigueness, and also internet network. Both groups have the highest frequencies in time management, thus it can be said that time management is the biggest issue faced by both mothers and female non-parents during remote working. As a summary, the research hypothesis is invalid or rejected as it is proven that the correlation between the variables is weak. Therefore, the difference in personal and work-life balance between working mothers and female non-parents do not vary distinctly as both mothers and female non-parents struggle in juggling personal and work life during remote working. Study by Pew Research Center in 2020 shows that family caregiving is not restricted to mothers only, as female non-parents also do the same thing to help family members, especially during pandemic. Therefore, it can be summarized that both mothers and female non-parents had equal likelihood of struggle in balancing personal and work life during remote working.
As a conclusion, individuals will grow more acclimated to this dynamic environment as the COVID-19 outbreak persists and the transition to the new norm becomes an adaptation. From this research, we found that working mothers may not always have poorer time management than female non-parents, and the same holds true for their work performance. In fact, as compared to working mothers, more female non-parents endorse the idea that they are more likely to face a drop in work performance. Female non-parents, like working mothers, have their own personal difficulties and struggles to cope with, in addition to their professional employment, which can blur the line between their personal and work life as they work from home. From this research too, it is discovered that working mothers and female non-parents must bear numerous more commitments in addition to their professional work. Therefore, as practical solutions recommended for this matter, a review of the concept of fair employee compensation should be carried out by companies and employers. Introducing economic assistance programs for the disadvantaged working female and their families could help them with the commitments that both the working mothers and female non-parents need to shoulder. Additionally, employers can also take the initiative of compromising between paid and unpaid labor through offering paid leave and reduced or flexible working hours to all primary caregivers, such as the mothers. That is all from our group for this research. Thank you.